Welcome to the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast, the show where real estate investors talk strategy, capital, deals, and growth with your host, Dave Dubeau.
Hey, boys and girls, welcome back. Today, our special guest is Bill Douglas. He's zooming in from beautiful Colorado, and Bill does some interesting stuff in and around real estate and artificial intelligence, which is, definitely the boom these days. It's something that a lot of us, everybody's familiar with, but not everybody's using properly. So, Bill, welcome to the show. And let's talk a little bit about what you guys do helps us with AI.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Dave. I appreciate the time. We have been operating data infrastructures and digital infrastructures for commercial real estate for more than a decade.
Okay,
so long before it was hot and sexy.
Let me pause you for a second there, Bill.
Yeah.
For us dunderheads that don't know those big words, can you dumb it down for me? And what does that actually mean?
Digital infrastructure would be all the networks, the devices, the systems, whether they're physical or just virtual, and all the data produced by those of your building. So if you have a commercial real estate building, you have a plethora of systems. You have a bunch of closets in there that are dark and dusty. Right?
What would be the kind of building you'd be talking about, just to connect the dots for us?
I don't know, any size office building, multi-tenant office.
Okay, let's talk about an office building then.
An apartment building more than 50 units, probably.
Okay.
Would have this type of infrastructure.
Let's say a big multifamily, larger multifamily property. Okay, so what you guys manage the machines and the data from that building. So what does that actually mean?
All right, so let's just go over some of the systems a large apartment building would have, like access controls, HVAC or building management controls, lighting controls, video security, which is video controls, parking controls, blank controls, whatever your building has.
Right.
But you're buying that service from a vendor. But I'm going to ask you, are you able to use the data from your own building to run your building better, or are you just getting what the vendor does for you? Right.
Right.
And then are you using your network or their network? And is it your data or is it their data? Because if it's your network, you could monetize it in a number of ways. In apartments, it's easier than offices. You can sell telephony, you can sell internet, you can sell Wi-Fi to your tenants and make a large number of profit. But if you
so that's what you help your clients to do is
both sides. We both generate new revenue and reduce expenses by leveraging the data generated by your systems.
Okay. So before people work with you, what are they typically doing? What's the norm out there that you see?
Oh, that's a great question. Normally they're doing nothing. Why
don't I find that hard to believe? I believe that completely. So what does nothing actually mean?
There's an asset manager, there's an IT manager, and there's a property manager in a triangle, right? They're all managing what they're paid to manage. In the middle is all your operating technology, which are most of the systems I just named, plus, a dozen others.
Yeah.
Nobody's managing it. Somebody bought it, somebody installed it, and it's running until it doesn't. It's not monitored,
and is it
managed.
Usually all running with one provider, or they got a hodgepodge of different?
Oh, it's usually a different provider for every system.
Yeah, that's what I was.
And it's not ever like documented, so nobody knows where it's going to break. So when it breaks,
and it's not talking to each other. It's not talking
exactly. And is it maintained? Is it monitored? Is it managed? Where's the data, et cetera, et cetera. So if you just get your data under control, you can reduce your utilities 3 to 5% in year one.
Wow.
How's that for a nice number? You can drive your insurance expenses down. You can certainly keep your insurance increases down. Whether or not you can increase current status quo it depends on your underwriter, of course, but you can still make the argument and play defense relative to going forward. You can optimize your rents. And I'm not talking about buying a PMS system like a Yardi or a RealPage that handles rents and things, but I'm talking about how can you look between 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 systems and then use machine learning, which is a piece of AI, which has been around for 20 years, and use machine learning to figure out how I could adjust these systems to best optimize my true expenses. How could I use them to optimize my space? How could I use these systems in concert, right? in orchestration rather than letting them do their own thing to optimize the tenant experience and drive rents. So those are the things we focus on first when we engage with a client. We go in, we find out what they own and they don't own.
Bill.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir?
let me ask you a question, because I'm kind of a visual story kind of guy. So this is all
Perfect.
making some sense. But maybe, do you have like a case study or an example, especially in the multifamily space, that comes to mind where, you can kind of tell us the before, the during, and the after, and what the results were? Do you have something that pops up?
Yes. New client has been engaged for a month. All right.
Perfect. Yeah.
We did a site visit,
How big is the
230
property? How big is the property?
231 units
231. Okay.
in Texas.
Got it.
I'm not going to name them because nobody wants to be named, right?
Yeah.
Besides, it's in our contract. We can't.
Fair
So
enough.
231 units, we visited the site. By the time we left at the end of the day, we identified 6 systems that they were paying redundant for. So they only needed 3 and they were paying for 6.
Wow.
There's 4 networks that they were paying redundant for. They had 7 networks in the building and they only needed 2. So we are in the process of ripping all of those expenses out. And we haven't even tackled utilities. We're just talking about OPEX. We're talking about OPEX that just burns, that gets paid. It was paid when they bought the asset, so they just continued to pay it. Now, this ownership group has a very astute asset manager, and this group decided to tackle, can it get better? So we went in and looked at what is everything touching anything digital. So think low voltage, not utility power, but low voltage. All of the yellow and the gray and the orange cables that you might, when you open a closet and it's all dusty and there's blinking lights, it's all that kind of thing. There's gold in those hills, as they used to say. And then when we figured out that their agreement with the ISP that was selling internet to their tenants was coming to an end in 4 months,
Right.
we are coaching them on getting that to not renew and taking over that themselves. And instead of $4 a month, they will earn $34 a month profit per door.
Wow.
And the tenants will get better service. The tenants will have a safer internet connected experience at much higher speeds for the same price.
And
So who wins here is everybody except
the old
the
provider.
ISP.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
calling what they are, the ISP. So this client will earn about $40,000 more per year before they start selling the internet. And then you can do the math. How much is $30 more per unit per month worth on 231 units?
Yeah.
At a 94% occupancy.
Yeah.
Like I'll let your listeners do the math, but it's a large number.
That's huge. That's a great
Yeah, the
example.
40,000 came from expense savings.
Yeah.
The other part comes from revenue generation. And then you own your network in the future. So if you decided to, because a lot of our clients do this, add smart locks or smart thermostats.
Okay.
You don't have to build another network. You already own the one you're running on. You can just send us a few of them. We'll test it, give you the configurations. When you buy the smart lock and the thermostat, just go put them in and they'll work. No wiring, nothing else, no network needed. You're already paying for the infrastructure. So when I mentioned digital infrastructure, it's all about treating it like an infrastructure, treating it like an asset. What's the return from your technology? If it's 0 and you think it's an expense, that should be discussed because technology should give you a return. Digital infrastructure is an amalgamation of your technology. It's the physical, it's the virtual, and it's the data.
Well, you know what? Now it makes a hell of a lot more sense to me.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thanks for dumbing it down for an old dummy like me. I really appreciate that. It makes a ton of sense. And I mean, if anybody that knows the numbers, it's not just about the net operating income, like the profit, the extra profit. That's great, but what that extra profit means to the value of the property, right? That's exponential. And these days, when people are looking for different ways to increase their net operating income and increase revenues, lower expenses without spending a ton on rehabbing units and all these kind of things, something like this can make a big dent, can make a big difference.
The capital expenditures at this particular site, since we're focused on this one, was less than $12,000.
Wow.
One time. And they own it. It's their equipment, not held hostage, but they needed a few upgrades to make it work.
Yeah. Plus you're saving them.
It's a 10-year-old facility, 10 years old. It's not
and,
brand new.
and you're saving him 40 grand on redundancies and stuff that they're paying. It would take a little longer over the course of a year, but that 12 grand's getting paid.
The ROI on the 12 grand was less than 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's hard to beat that. So, Bill, you were telling me a little bit off camera that you guys have put together a book to help us dunderheads get our heads around, this idea and AI and all of this kind of stuff. You're mentioning that machine learning ain't nothing new to you guys. You've known of it for at least 20 years. It's new to a lot of the rest of us. So, tell us a little bit about the book that you've got.
The book is called Peak Property Performance. It's published last June by Fast Company Press. Much to our happy surprise, it became a fast seller right away because this is not a large industry, but apparently we were onto a very hot topic because AI was becoming sexy. But the book is about owning and controlling your data and your digital infrastructure so that you can be prepared for AI if you want to. And it's a playbook. We give away 5 steps and we give away the forms in the book. I'm not here to sell the book. We're here to make the industry better about technology adoption. So there are plenty of resources on the website. It's named just like that. There's a podcast where we have people like yourself and your listeners on all the time. If your listeners want to be on the podcast and talk about technology in commercial real estate, we'd love to have you on the show. There's no selling allowed, right? And it's just a conversation about sharing ideas, wins and losses about what ownership and operators have done in commercial real estate. The book was about how do we leverage things that after 15 years of being in business under this model, we just see over and over and over again. So we finally said, here's what we recommend you do. You call us or don't call us, but please do it. Please do something. Here's the big 5 plays. Just try one of them. You'll get some money back. You don't even have to call us. You could do it yourself. This isn't about owning the market. It's too big of a market for anybody to own. But we are a bunch of techie engineers. So we wrote a very easy to read book. It's not a technology book. It's a strategy book about how to implement digital strategies within your commercial real estate portfolio. There are some appendices like explaining what AI is, but you don't have to read it if you don't want to. The book itself just shares things to do inside of your property or your portfolio.
Fantastic. So, Bill, who are you looking to connect with these days?
We love talking to owners, asset managers, property managers from commercial real estate, particularly in hospitality, a multifamily or multi-tenant office. That's our sweet spot. And we just love making their life better and their tenants' lives better. So,
yeah. So people are interested in finding out more, maybe finding out more about the book, etc. Where should they go? The podcast?
The book is at peakpropertyperformance.com. Our company is opticwise.com, spelled OPTICWISE.com. I'm all over LinkedIn. I'm not hard to find. So we do answer everybody that reaches out in person. So there's no AI involved on that side. So reach out if we can help you. We really enjoy doing free consultations and giving somebody at least an idea of where they should spend some time investigating.
It sounds like a valuable offer for sure. So, Bill, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again on the next one.
Thanks for listening to the Property Profits Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, apply at daveinterviews.com.